World Cities Day is observed on October 31 every year. The aim of the day is to raise awareness about global urbanization. The 2023 theme, Financing Sustainable Urban Future for All, seeks to explore how to unlock transformative investment in urban planning and achieve fiscal development. On Panorama today, coming to you live from the Lagos Network Center of the Nigerian Television Authority, we shall beam our searchlight on efforts by government and stakeholders towards driving urbanization in Nigeria. Remind it that you can follow this broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on the screen for updates. I am Adeola Komi Akiri. To have you join us on Panorama. Now, the National Executive is to present a supplementary budget of about 2.2 trillion naira to the National Assembly for approval of additional expenditure under the 2023 fiscal year. This follows the approval given by the Federal Executive Council request this Monday. State House correspondent Musbao Dan will have reports on these and other deliberations of the Council.
A usual entry in an unusual moment. It was a grand victorious entry as President Bola Tinubu chaired the Federal Executive Council meeting after a final confirmation of his job by the Supreme Court. For the council members, celebrating their principal was in order.
Legal victory at the Supreme Court of Nigeria, economic victory on the P&ID matter, and for the implicit trust in us as cabinet members. I now request you all to rise to a resounding round of applause to this resolute leader.
A recent online media report alleging the Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, of misconduct received attention of the President. President Tinubu described this as only a campaign of calumny.
I have absolute confidence on the integrity of my Chief of Staff. All the insinuations, all campaign of calumny and insinuations should stop. The box stopped here.
And to the business of the day as the administration begins the process to secure legislative approval for additional expenditure under the 2023 fiscal year. The Council approved the request to present a supplementary budget of about 2.2 trillion naira.
And this supplementary budget is to fund urgent issues, including 605 billion for national defense and security. This is to sustain the gains made in security and to accelerate, and these are funds that are needed by the security agencies before the year runs out.
It is also to finance the repairs of some major roads and bridges nationwide, payment of 35,000 naira wage awards to federal employees, make-up of conditional cash transfer, and support to INEC for the conduct of the Bayelsa, Kogi and Imo State governorship elections, among other expenses. The Council equally approved process to begin for the construction of a longer-awaited Lagos-Port Harcourt Cross-River Coastal Road, as well as the African Trans-Sahara Road spanning Enugu, Abakaliki, Abuja and to Cameroon.
And so Council deliberated and approved and then directed the Minister of Finance to expedite action on his own part.
Similarly, the Federal Capital Territory Administration also got approval for the construction of access roads for the ongoing Abuja Light Rail project, totaling 5.9 billion naira.
You are aware that Mr. President has given a directive that he want to ride on the metro line. And now it will not be possible if there are no access roads to commuters, to communities around. Last week, Council did approve about 3, but this one has to do with Lot 4. Plus 4 has to do with communities around the airport, and then where you have the Hajj camp.
Meanwhile, Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, revealed that federal government assigned an MOU with a German geoscientific technology company to locate more mineral deposits in Nigeria and to advance the cause of solid mineral exploration.
Supported also by the German Chancellor, supported by our President, and I'm happy to tell you that no kobo commitment on the part of Nigeria. The company will come and establish its technology, its plant here, and move around the country, enable us to further explore all the other mineral deposits that we have.
Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, reports that the federal government's project to provide decent and quality jobs for young people by training 3 million technical talents has taken off on a sound footing with applications from across the country. From the State House, Musbah Dan Wahab, NTA News.
The president of the International Police Organization, Interpol, Major General Ahmed Nasser Al-Raisi, has applauded the effort of the Nigeria Police Force in making Nigeria safer through proactive crime-fighting measures. This was at a retreat and conference for senior police officers in Owerri, Imo State. General Al-Raisi, who notes that Nigeria's geostrategic location has attracted organized criminal groups in smuggling illicit goods into the country, commended the force for the role played in tackling this regional and international crimes. Francis Fom.
The joint Interpol-Afripol operation, Flash Aweka, targeted human trafficking and migrants smugglers, resulting in over 1,000 arrests worldwide, thanks to the support of Nigeria, several other countries. And also Operation Jackal, which took place in May of this year, tackled West Africa-based organized crime, a group like Black Axe, recognized and recovered over 2 million euros, identifying more than 200 bank accounts linked to the illicit activities of online financial crimes.
Francis Fom reports that the Interpol president pledged organizations continued support to the force and other partners in the discharge of their constitutional mandate. Now, the chairman, Senate Committee on Interior, Senator Adams Oshomole, identifies commitment and character as critical in implementing provisions of the law for things to work in Nigeria. He was speaking in relation to improvements being recorded in the provision of votes by the Nigerian Immigration Service. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports on the engagement in the committee and the service.
People feel so secure that whatever you do, I am here, you can't do anything, you can be crying. Nothing will change. Now with the renewed agenda, a new minister comes, a new DG is there. All of a sudden, about tens of thousands of passports have been issued. Laws alone don't do nothing. If the human being charged with translating them into action decides to be contemptuous of the Nigerian people. So this is in your favor.
It was the first meeting between the lawmakers and the Immigration Service. Impressed by the recent reforms by the Ministry of Interior and the service, the committee interrogated some areas that need to be addressed.
Can Nigerians get their passport upon application? Is it 4 days, just like my case, or 5 days, or 7 days? That is what Nigerians want to know. Specifically.
People who want to travel now, they will go back to your office, they will be issued the old passport, and there's still the new digital passport that we know is in existence.
40 billion naira per annum. Is it now being remitted to the federation account, or what is the situation?
Even though my information have been resident in the system, every time I have to fill the form and provide the same data over and over again.
The people who have headed Nigerian Immigration Service, the people who have headed
the Ministry of Interior, they did everything they could. You know, they tried all sorts of reforms to ensure that things work. But like everything about life, things are dynamic. They looked at one process, they tried it, it wasn't working very well. Then, with when I came on board, the first thing I did was to declare state of emergency on the passport regime.
Following a meeting between the Senate Committee on Gas and the Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, the lawmakers want to know why gas exploration and development as new frontier acreages are being delayed.
About 7.4 billion cubic feet of gas is being flared annually in Nigeria. We should also look critically at the implication of that on the environment, on the livelihood of our people.
So the Commission is embarking on that as part of an initiative we are taking to accelerate gas development and gas monetization for the nation. Believe that as we progress in that respect and working in collaboration with your distinguished, with your committee, we'll be giving you update in that respect.
We discovered that there's actually no fund raised from 30% oil profit and 30% gas profit.
The committee noted that the Petroleum Industry Act provides that a percentage of profits should be used on exploration and therefore resolved to invite the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited on the issue. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Let's pause here for some messages. Panorama will continue shortly. To stay.
The counsel of our fathers.
I will urge and advise our younger generation to use talent and brain to sort out problems, not arms.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
I believe we have fought one civil war too many in this country. So those who experience it will run away from it.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
Many thanks for staying with us on Panorama today. Now we'll be joining Kingsley Amajiri in Port Harcourt to give us an update of what is currently going on there in Port Harcourt. So Kingsley, let us in on the latest.
You say what?
Can we have the latest of what is happening in Port Harcourt?
The Port Harcourt right now is very peaceful at the moment. Where we are located is Moscow Road. Moscow Road is the area that leads you to the House of Assembly, where the incident occurred yesterday. You recall that yesterday this place was cordoned off to vehicular movement, but the place has been opened. Even the adjoining street there, the Bank Road, which was also cordoned off, and offices here were yesterday closed to businesses because of the incident that happened yesterday. But normalcy has returned. At the gate of the State Assembly there, you see the security vans of the Nigerian Police Authority stationed there to ensure law and order. But when you look into the House of Assembly, we understood that nothing is happening there. You can't even see any human activity in the House of Assembly there. But overall, the city is relatively peaceful. People are going about their normal businesses. Security presence is everywhere in the city. At strategic locations, we find men of the Nigerian police force stationed there to ensure law and order. Before now, you recall that there have been moves by the elders of Rivers State to wade into the crisis that rocked the state assembly. But although at the moment there are two factions from that incident that occurred yesterday, we have two factions with two speakers, so to speak, at the moment. But there are efforts to mediate into the crisis. Elsewhere, other parts of the city, people are beginning to do their normal activities. That is the current situation in Port Harcourt. Thank
you, Kingsley Amadi, for that update. We hope to hear more from you in our subsequent bulletin. And moving on now, sustainable urban vibrancy is crucial to economic growth and development amidst the numerous opportunities that abound in cities come the death of population explosion and other challenges threatening the ecosystem. As Nigeria joins the rest of the world to celebrate this year's World Cities Day, experts say compliance with urban planning and expansion of infrastructure networks in urban centers will address most of the teething problems.
World Cities Day is an occasion to reflect on the challenges and opportunities facing urban centers, and Nigeria is no exception. With its growing population and urbanization, the nation faces complex challenges in housing, transportation, and infrastructure. While there is imminent population explosion in the cities, the urban center also comes with potential for economic development and other benefits.
They accommodate the chunk of economic activities that are going on in a domain. So higher population means higher consumption capacity.
Nigerian cities like Lagos and many others are rapidly evolving, emphasizing the need for innovative urban planning and sustainable solutions.
It shows that the world have realized that urban cities are not meeting the standard that it was made to be, because there's a lot of challenges. Implosion of population into the urban cities had made it difficult for the master plans of urban cities across the world to be maintained.
I want to be able to project how many people are likely to be in this city in 10 years' time, in 20 years' time. What will be their education need? What will be their healthcare need? What will be their housing need? And these are, some of the elements that will form the crux of the planning.
Experts say this rapid growth of Nigerian cities has come with challenges that have thwarted urban planning, resulting in gridlock, housing deficit, and poor sanitation. The theme for this year's World Cities Day is financing sustainable urban future for all. In Lagos, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
And joining me in the studio to further elaborate on pressing issues regarding urbanization and the need to have a comprehensive and robust plan to get everyone involved in achieving the city's overall dream is a foremost town planner with more than 2 decades experience in the area of urban and regional planning, Moses Ogunleye. It's good to have you in the studios.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
Okay, now this year's theme, financing sustainable urban future for all. How apt is the theme, considering the enormous challenges of infrastructure as a result of influx of people to cities in Nigeria?
Well, as pointed out in that documentary, one of the key challenges is the issue of the inadequacy in infrastructure. Okay. Even where they are infrastructure, they are run down. So almost all cities, particularly in the sub-Saharan Africa, has that problem, and it's more endemic, in the Nigerian setting. And infrastructure, it means we need them for the cities to survive. If they are not there, look at transport, water supply, healthcare. Those are social infrastructure, healthcare, education. But the key one that people see, which require joint effort, are the one we refer to as the physical infrastructure, water supply, road development,
yes.
then power. You can, though in Nigeria, people are looking for options, to resolve the water supply and energy supply.
Okay.
But the one that you don't really have option is the road. You must move around the city through road, and the cities are so critical. That is where you have the largest chunk of population. If you look at it, that is where you have the critical sector of the economy. You will rarely locate an industrial sector or a factory in the rural area. And the chunk of population is in the city, and that is why more people want to come to the cities. And how much has the government make provision for anybody that want to come to the cities? Well, investors will also want to be here because that is where they can quickly amortize their investment. You can have development in the rural area, but the cities have the haste for development.
Okay, now from your profile, of being a town planning person for over 20 years, what would you say is a smart city at this point?
Well, smart, that's interesting. Well, even if you use the generic word, it means we can do things better, and technology is facilitating so many things.
Okay.
It's only that you want me to be here. I could be in my office in Ikeja and have this interview, and it's good that I'm here. So smart, we are able to do a lot of work. If it's healthcare, you are able to do your healthcare without going to the doctor, except on few cases. You are able to connect every part of the city with the cheapest public transport. You can predict the journey time. If you go from Lagos Island to Surulere, if the smart city, you can say, I'm going to be there in 20 minutes.
And in 20 minutes,
and 20 minutes you'll be there because all analysis have been done.
So when we're talking of smart city, can it work as we talk about the World Cities Day?
It can work, but for our cities in Nigeria to be smart or even smarter, some infrastructure has to be in place. And the key one is the telecommunication. Even security. I mean, as you can be in your room, in your factory, industrial factory, and you're able to see around the roads. You're able to see, you can even predict when the materials will be brought in, how long it will take the materials to be discharged. Those that will receive the material, how long it will take them to receive the material.
Okay. Now, because of time, we know we're talking about the World Cities Day, and a lot of people want the very best for their cities, so they will live, comfortably. Right now, government is doing its own best. How can Nigerians complement government's efforts, in having the cities of our dream as we round up?
Well, the city must be made livable, and the policy must be consistent. If I'm an investor, I want to come and invest in a setting where I can say I want to do PPP, public-private partnership. I know the risk is reduced. There is political risk. I know the risk is reduced. The economy is stable. And then if I decide to partner government, I'll be recognized as an investor. And that will be taken maybe as part of my own tax gain or tax benefit.
Your social corporate responsibility.
Yeah, more of that. More of that will be useful for our cities to be more efficient and functional.
All right. Thank you very much, Moses Oguleye, for broadening our horizon on this topic on Panorama today.
Pleasure again.
Now let's join Fifth Judge for Sports Update.